2008 when Lehman Brothers collapsed, the stock market had about 6 months left of downside to it and about a 45% drop. So from where FTX began to collapse, if you subtract about 45% off, you get right around that $10,000, $9,000 level. In addition, I think that would be a max pain level, that if we broke 10K, a lot of kind of these hodlers, these Bitcoin maxis, they would get to that max pain where they would potentially throw in the towel. And usually bear markets, they get people, the majority of these people, to kind of throw in the towel. And so that to me is a max pain point that I think would be also interesting. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that overall that would also put us in the range of, you know, being 80 to 85% off of the all-time highs that match up with previous cycles.
Welcome back to Market Empire. This video will focus on Gareth Soloway, a well-respected financial analyst with extensive knowledge of the cryptocurrency market. Soloway has been studying the cryptocurrency market for a long time, and as a result, he has a firm grasp on the prevailing paradigms and dynamics at play. Soloway shared his views on the state of the Bitcoin market in this video. He said he's been following a trend line that he thinks marked the beginning of the decline when FTX was revealed as a fraud and went all the way back to the FTX high. According to Soloway, a short squeeze on asset values and a rise in Bitcoin buying pressure occurred after the market rose above this trend line. He did, however, note that the current price has plateaued at a technical level, suggesting that a reversal is possible. He went on to say that Bitcoin has probably bottomed out from a macro perspective, and that he has never seen a bottom in an asset where there is so much bullishness. He couldn't wrap his head around the idea that the Fed could end QE and drain money from the system, and yet the resulting bear market in Bitcoin would be milder than previous ones. He also emphasized keeping an eye on emerging patterns in light of this development and the market's general downward trend. Prepare to gain valuable insights and deepen your understanding of the cryptocurrency market with Gareth Soloway, as we investigate the current market climate and examine some of the key technical levels and indicators that traders and investors should be aware of.
Yeah, so one of the things to note on Bitcoin is that you had this trend line that started right at the FTX high, and I call this the FTX high just because right here is where the decline began when FTX began to be uncovered as a fraud, right? So what I was following was this trend line here, and then this one to the downslope, right? And once we broke above it, that's really where you got this kind of short squeeze, asset values, again, kind of this re-energizing of buying pressure in Bitcoin. But what I said earlier, and we touched on it, is look at where price stalled out, right at that technical level. So now you have a little bit of a pullback. Now, for me, this is a scenario I'm watching closely. Like overall, my macro view is still that Bitcoin likely hasn't bottomed. My macro view, the reason I think that is that I've never seen a bottom in an asset where there's so quickly so much bullishness. And I mean, I flip on Twitter and some of the influencers are, I mean, everyone is just so bullish so quickly. Usually if you go back to the 2009 lows in the stock market or the .com lows, the first 30% move up off of the lows, everyone is very scared. And you're not seeing that just yet. At least to me, I'm not seeing that panic. And so, I mean, there are things like that. The other thing that bothers me about Bitcoin potentially being already at a bottom, and why I think it's not, is that the Fed stopped printing money and they're actually sucking money out of the system. Every previous bear market in Bitcoin saw an 80 to 85% decline with stimulus, with low interest rates, right? Since 2009, the Fed was always doing QE. So it's hard for me to get my brain around how the Fed could stop QE, suck money out of the system, yet somehow the bear market in Bitcoin would be less than previous bear markets. So there's a few different things here. The other thing would be also the downtrend. I mean, you know, if you zoom out on this chart, this is the bounce everyone's getting excited about. Now, if it was all the way up here, you know, yes, at that point there's a break in trend, but we still haven't had a major break in trend yet. And so I want to see price prove itself before I start getting bullish. So for me, you know, there'll be buy levels. I mean, there'll be a swing trade, quick swing trade. If we pull back, let's see here. Let's say Bitcoin dumps back to about 18,500. I could play that for a quick bounce. Then you have this level here and eventually double bottom. These are just quick little trading opportunities. But ultimately, my guess is eventually we do go down and make new lows. It concerns me a little that your poll is favoring that because I usually like to be counter, the public and stuff. But I'm just going to chalk it up to your followers are much wiser than the general public. And so one of the things a good trader is doing is watching what type of pattern formation is created off of this. So for instance, I'm keeping a very close eye on whether or not, and let me put this in here, parallel channel, right? Like, is this the beginning of bullish consolidation? Like, if we stay inside of this consolidation, let's say for another week or two, then honestly, I would agree with you. Then that's the chart telling you it's going to go higher. And so, yes, right now I'm into saying, okay, we don't have a bull flag yet, so we could pull back, but that may change. And I may say, okay, time to hop long here for a move up to, next resistance would be 22.5. Then the big one is going to be around 25,000. So number one, here's your 12 to 13,000 level, which is absolutely a big level right here, right? So this area right in here is absolutely, I agree, that's going to be a big support area. So if we get down there, I would expect a significant bounce. The 10K level comes in right with this area right in here. So you have this area down here, all this support down in that range. I also think that if I remember correctly, there was also an interesting trend line. I'm just got to see if I can match this up. But this upsloping trend line from before the 2017 bull run to this area to the COVID low, that line is coming up towards that 9 to 10K level over the next 6 months as well. So there's a couple different confluences of levels right in that vicinity. Even if this is a bottom, a good trader will notice the change in trend and then look for pullbacks to start to buy. And again, that's why I don't believe that there's ever any such thing as, oh, I missed the boat, right? So there's always, every asset always gives you opportunities, whether it's through bull flags or through retraces to previous breakout levels. And so again, the beautiful thing about it too is that, and you know this as well, is that as a trader, there's always another opportunity as well. So, if you don't participate in Bitcoin, there's going to be natural gas, or there's going to be, gold, or there's going to be a stock, or, any of these type of things. So again, I think people need to be reminded of that, because people always get so hung up on like, oh, I missed that boat, now I have to revenge trade and try to make it back. You don't have to do that. There's always another trade.
In light of the constant prevalence of hangovers, Gareth Soloway believes that a reminder along these lines is necessary. Another deal is always on the horizon. In this Medium post, Gareth Soloway offers cryptocurrency traders some sound advice. He advises investors to not dwell on the fact that they passed up a particular investment opportunity because, as a trader, there is always another one. He recommends keeping an open mind about investment opportunities in various markets, such as actual gas, gold, or stocks. His advice is a gentle reminder that there is always another opportunity to turn a profit. Investors can profit if they keep their minds and hearts open. Do you agree with Soloway's suggestions? Are you prepared to change course and pursue new possibilities? Leave a comment with your ideas below about Gareth Soloway's thoughts, and we appreciate you tuning in to Market Empire. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.